Hello friends, welcome to another interesting audio-visual session of EPG Pathshala. I'm Dr. Shashi Negi. I'm teaching political science to the students of UGs and PG classes in the Department of Evening Studies, Punjab University, Chandigarh. Today, I'm going to discuss evolution, nature and scope of comparative politics with a special reference to advanced societies. We all know that comparative politics is one of the subdisciplines of political science along with political theory and international relations. It mainly deals with the empirical investigations of the various political systems, political phenomena, political processes and the political structures. Comparative politics is the result of behavioral period which emerged in the middle of the 20th century. But the nature of comparative politics was not same always we are having in today's world. The concept of comparative politics has been emerged in the Greek period when Aristotle studied 158 constitutions. After doing this comparative study, he came up with the various conclusions that with the help of which one can establish stable political system. Yes, but the nature of the study was quite different. It was quite parochial, it was normative, it was not systematic. But yes, with the passage of time, the comparative analysis has become more systematic with the adoption of scientific comparative method. Comparative political analysis in today's world is considered as empirical and analytical in nature. Comparative political analysis not in today's world not only studies the formal institutions, but it includes informal structures and institutions also. Yes, with the help of comparative political studies, comparative political scientists, they try to generate social theories which are going to help to establish a society which is more stable in nature and a political system also which is having more stability. In this particular chapter, we are going to discuss the concept of new social movement in mainly 4 different parts. In the first part of this chapter, I am going to explain the meaning and nature of social movement. In the second part, we are going to find out what is new in new social movements and how new social movement is different from old social movements. Third section of this chapter is going to deal with the dynamic nature of new social movements. And the fourth part of this chapter is going to critically evaluate the concept of new social movements. Let's start with the first part of chapter, which mainly attempts to define the social movement. There is no one definition of social movement. Scholars and social activists have different ideological positions on the concept of social change or social movement. But one thing is certain among all conceptualization of social movement, that is collective action. It is about the mobilization of the people for political, social and economic actions. However, collective action as such is not one and the same of social movement. Action of a mob is in the street is, though a collective behavior, it cannot be called a social movement. All the collective behavior or activities do not qualify as a social movements because there are some collective actions which are often impulsive and do not aim at bringing social change. They are reaction to a particular situation. However, when they are engineered as a program of the larger agenda for social change, challenging or even perpetuating power of a particular group or status quo, then it may become a part of the social movement. Collective action for bringing social change is an important dimension of defining of social movements. Of course, the collective action for maintaining or not disturbing social change as perceived by others is also social movement. Social movements are universal in nature. The nature, scope and frequency of various social movements vary from each other. Social movements, they shape the state and its functions, responsibilities as well as accountability. and also it decides the political boundaries. Social movements make and unmake the nature of regimes, political institutions, and norms of social and political behavior. Socio-economic and political conflicts and expectations of the people are reflected through the movements. Social movements are of recent origin in England and USA. The term social movements came into circulation in the late 18th and early 19th century when Western society was involved in social, political and economic upheavals. Early examples of social movements are like the British movement to abolish slavery, movement to extend franchise rights in UK and USA, French Revolution in 1789, labor and other communist movement which originated with the industrial revolutions. Studying various aspects of social movements leads to the conclusion that social movements are mainly a group activity which are focused on some specific social and political issues. Social movements are forms of collective action that emerges in response to situations of inequality, injustice, oppression, or unmet social, political, economic, and cultural demands. In any social movement, a group of people involved in a conflict with clearly identified opponent sharing a common identity, a common ideology, and common goals towards social change. The concept of social movement includes some important components. These are a group of people with a conflictual orientation towards an identifiable opponent, set of common beliefs and ideas which are directed towards social change, existence of common purpose or some specific objectives. Collective action of citizens should have some organizational network. What a social movement need to become successful? Social movement need a capable, strategically oriented leadership, an organized structure and an active membership. Successful social movements require achievable goals and the acceptance of a challenging group by its antagonist as a valid spokesperson for a legitimate set of interests. Now I'm going to move to the second part of this chapter, which discusses the emergence and basic nature of new social movement. New social movements are both a major phenomenon of recent Western history and important topic within contemporary social and political studies. New social movements are highly participative and have strong program of actions. After the Second World War, there was celebration for the stability of Western societies as the permanent achievement of an open political system, which functioned as a political market mediating the conflicting demands of organized political interest. The conflict between capital and labor was tamed by the class compromising structures of the welfare state with its progressive taxation, social security and welfare provisions and policies of full employment and neo-corporatist consultation between employers, trade unions and government. But this liberal democratic stability didn't last for long and the cracks were felt in the 1950s. After 1950s, larger number of changes have been occurred in international system which led to the rise of new social attempts and efforts. In this new collective efforts, there was a larger demand from the citizens for equal distribution of power, social equality and peace. However, many of the states failed to meet the demands of citizens, which gave rise to the discontent among the citizens. The term new social movement refers to a group of contemporary social movements that have played a significant and largely progressive role in Western societies from late 1960s. The identification of these waves of activism as new typically refers to their concern with issues other than class. New social movements are the product of post-industrial society and significantly different from the conventional social movement paradigm. The focus of the new social movement is on the human rights. Therefore, social scientists has related this movement with the post-materialism hypothesis and new class model. The category normally includes peace and anti-nuclear movements, lesbian and gay liberation, second wave feminism, and alternative lifestyle movement. All the above discussions leads to a very important question, that what is new in new social movement? What kind of newness this new social movement is having in it? In contrast to the old politics, what was dominated by class and distributional issues, new social movements addresses new issues and deals differently. The new social movements are largely grassroots and apolitical movements whose main objective is social transformation rather than state power. New social movements are characterized by a pluralism of ideas and values rather than a clear-cut ideological position. Social movements are different from the political parties and pressure groups. Contemporary movements gather their most important support from the new middle class, which includes post-World War II, younger generation, groups who have a more formal education, unemployed housewives, and deprived sections. New social movements have some middle class leadership of middle class intelligentsia, professionals, teachers, priests, etc., who offer their services as leaders, organizers, or advisors to these community and other social movements. The subject of new social movements include very unusual issues and wide range of non-economic issues: environment, the achievement of peace, disarmament, the human rights, role of women, health, food and nutrition, the dispensation of justice, education, culture, lifestyle, shelter, housing, sexual behavior, LGBT rights, abortion, alternative medicines, opposition to smoking, and so on. New politics practice new innovative and theatrical forms of protest politics, moving away from established political parties, interest groups, and representative process. In new social movements, groups have devised a strategy of creative action, which comprises of theatre workshops and street plays, among other things. New social movement, which seems similar to the pressure groups and political parties, are different from these two in various aspects. Let's see these various aspects. Social movement groups are different from the political parties and pressure groups, as suggested by Mukherjee and Ramaswamy in their work. Although some of the social movements led to the formation of political parties, but there is a great difference in the nature, organization, and function of both the organizations. Political parties follow the hierarchical organizational structure, with few people taking most of the important decisions following the principles of iron law of oligarchy. In a social movement, organization is loose and decentralized with considerable popular participation. Political parties usually have more rigid membership, while social movements are more open and relaxed. A political party deals with large number of domestic and political issues, some of which even appear contradictory. In case of social movements, the focus is more limited and cohesive. The function of political parties revolves around providing alternative programs and candidates and organizing elections. Social movements, on the other hand, may support or oppose particular candidate or party during election, but are not involved with the electoral process. In a weak political system, social movements perform the vital functions of reducing the alienation between the rulers and the ruled. Now let's move to the third section of this chapter, in which we are going to discuss the difference between old social movements and the new social movements. Old social movement is a product of industrial society, whereas new social movement is product of post-industrial society. New social movements represents the new politics, which is about quality of life, individual self-realization, and human rights, whereas the old politics focuses on economic, political, and military security. New social movements are not concerned for the benefit of one class or group. They are concerned for the good of whole social community and ecosystem irrespective of class. New social movements are located in civil society or the cultural sphere as a major arena for collective action rather than instrumental action in the state. Groups involved in the old social movements were identifiable. The new social movements are not class-based. New social movements include all the classes and it is multi-class in nature. It includes middle class, rich farmers, agriculture, laborers in the movement also. Highly educated, unemployed youth and housewives are also part of it. The old social movements are considered as grassroots or micro movement and do not seek to capture state power. New social movements are democratic in their organizational structures. New social movements seek emancipation and autonomy. They are not like the class struggle of earlier ones, but a struggle for regional, linguistic, cultural and religious autonomy and independence. New social movement focuses on a single issue and concentrate on the grassroots level with the aim to represent the interest of marginal or excluded groups. New social movements are locally based, centered on small social groups and loosely organized by personal or informational networks like radio, newspaper and posters. Earlier movements were not locally based and single issue centered. Now let's move to the fourth part of the chapter, which attempts to critically evaluate the concept of new social movement. One can see it very clearly that neither agents nor issues were forms of political practice and collective actions absolutely new in new social movement. The new is quite confusing, new is quite ambiguous. There is no empirical evidence or data to vindicate differences between old social movement and the new social movements. These are picked up at random and can at best serve as random sampling and not as theory. The period of observation for new social movement is very short and cannot arrive at a realistic, reliable framework of analysis. The new social movement theory is blatantly one-sided as it highlights only those issues popularized within a small group of leftist believers. The term new middle class is described but not defined. There is lack of proper understanding which leads to different meanings of it. According to the critics of new social movement, many non-materialistic issues were included in the industrial era and many materialistic movements are taking place in post-industrial society. That's sum up the chapter. We all know that new social movements are product of post-industrial economy or post-material society which focuses more on social, cultural concerns and quality of life rather than economic and political issues like earlier social movements. New social movements are collective efforts of new middle class with the practice of new politics in civil society, as new middle class not only includes the economically deprived section but other classes also like unemployed youth, housewives, some of the intelligentsia, teachers and other sections also. This is considered as new middle class. And the new politics because it adopts new means and methods to show its opponent or show its dissemination. New social movements are not located only on the on global level, but yes, it take up the issues which are locally specified to one particular area. But all the new social movements are not equally successful, and all the new social movements are not directing towards the progressive social change. Yes, but new social movements are the major and popular topic of today's society. New social movements are criticized on various bases that there is nothing new in new social movements. It includes all the topics, issues and concerns which were also there in the old social movement, and the period of new social movement is quite short. Yes, we cannot say anything about new social movement right now. Let it unfold in the future itself. Thank you.